All right, guys, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is go to bubble.io, plug this into any desktop browser, just bubble.io. That's it. And you'll go to this website right here. Log in if you have an account already. If you don't have an account, click up here on the sign up button, enter your email and password, and just like that, you can sign up. So I'm going to log into my account here, and I'm going to be taken to the homepage. If you just created a new account, you're going to be in this lessons section right here. So to get out of that, you just want to click up here on the blue 253 digital or whatever your name happens to be. Click on my applications, and you'll be taking the section my apps, and we want to create a new app. Pick any name you want. Don't start from a template. You can say anything in here you want. We're just going to be building, we'll just say it's a directory and listings, details of what you're building, a property network site. Okay. Name of the app is boo. I'm just going through this really quickly, and then I'm going to just so you can see what this looks like. Awesome. Make sure I'm recording as well. Yes, I am. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get started. Click on OK, next step. OK, next step. If you want to build in another language, that's fine for later, but it's an English channel. We're going to use the standard bubble theme. Twitter also looks pretty nice, but I prefer standard. Okay, OK, next step. Go to next step. Go to last step. Okay, everything's good. Start with blank page. Close the assistant. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go out of this really quick and just go over to another app. Don't worry about what I'm doing right here. I'm just going back to our old app. Stay in your application. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to model the home page of realestatelviv.ua. That means that we're going to build out this this search bar, the drop down right here to select the different type of thing that we're going to be searching for, this little search button, and then the homepage listings, or we can click on here, it can scroll and see the different listings. And of course the photo and everything else too. So I'm going to open up a new page really quick. Don't worry about what I'm doing here again. This is just, you could just have your blank white page, and boom, now I also have the blank white page. So double click on the page. Now select, don't make this page fixed width. So the reason that we want to have an adjustable width is just because it's just going to look nicer. When you have a fixed width, it means that it's not adjusting based on the screen size, and it's not a good design practice. So double click again on the main area. We're going to adjust this width to 1200. Whoops, there we go. 1200 is, whoops, come on. Okay, 1200, come on, why is it not adding? I don't know why this is not. There we go. Okay. 1200 is a good width to design for, in my opinion. Some people use 900, but we'll use 1200. Okay, first things first, we need to get a nice looking photograph for the homepage. We could copy this photo directly, but we're going to make our website a little bit different. So open up a new tab and type in pexels.com. This is a place where you get all kinds of free photographs, and they're really high quality HD photos taken from like a DSLR camera, so it's really sweet. So I'll type in building, for example, or city. We'll just go with a city because we want a city photograph, and then we're just going to pick a nice looking photograph for our home page. Which one do we like? I won't spend too much time because you guys can browse around and find one you like in particular. I think this is a pretty sweet photograph. Sure, I will use that one. Okay. And go back in here. Go to this visual element section right in here. Click on image, drag out. So click and drag. And then you can see we're going to move this over to the corner. Drag it by the corner all the way out to about that width. Double click on it. And then we're going to upload that particular image. So boom, whoops, here we go, where did it go? It didn't download all the way yet. Come on. How close are we? Oh, it's not, it stopped, pause for a second there. Okay, almost done, 12 seconds left. For some reason this computer's a little bit slow, probably has have too many tabs open. Beautiful, there we go. So go right here, grab that, and upload it. You could use any photo you want. Again, it doesn't matter. So just wait a minute while it uploads. I'm going to close a few of these tabs that we don't need open right now. Okay. Beautiful. There we go. It uploaded. So again, we're going to drag this out, resize the page. Yeah, that's a nice photo. And let's preview. So click on preview. It's going to load the website so we can see. That's pretty nice. I like that. That's how's the width on that? Let's make sure it's about as wide as that. So let's go a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit wider like that. How's that? Those goes down about like 2/3 of the page. We'll even go a little bit farther. Let's go a little farther down. I like that. All right, that's pretty good right there. Yeah, that's good right there. So awesome. So now we have a photograph on our background. So that's a good start. The next thing we're going to do is draw out some text. So go over to text section here, drag this out on the page. Now, there's a couple things I'm going to mention right now is that we can literally almost exactly match the user interface and design. And I actually tried making this tutorial before by modeling to the T every single detail of the UI. However, that's going to take quite a long time. So in order for us to focus on the bigger picture and so that you guys learn as much as possible, as fast as possible, I'm not going to focus on minute details of the design. Let me know if you guys want that later on, and I will add that in, and we'll refine the website basically after we've built all the primary features, if that makes sense. It's kind of like we're building the rough draft right now, so we're going to have all the functions done. We're going to have a basic design that looks nice, and then we can go in and get every little detail. Like, for example, this color in here that shows up, it's transparent. That looks cool. It's going to take a while to make that, though, so we're just not going to focus on that. Okay, so coming back to our example then, we have Lviv Real Estate. So ours is going to be, we're going to say Mykolaiv Real Estate. Okay, and you can choose any location you want. I just chose Mykolaiv because I love the city of Mykolaiv. Okay, let's make 24. Let's go. So, okay, next thing I just want to mention is that you saw how I erased the style right here. So I just remove that, click on that blank section, and I'm just adjusting this size of the text. So, size 28. It's even bigger. It's more like size 32. Let's bold that as well. Yeah, that's nice. Make it bold. And next thing is we want to kind of let's give it a little bit of a shadow background as well. Let's see. So show text shadow. Yeah, so click on show text shadow, and then let's make this text shadow nice and dark like that. There we go. Now it's easier to see everything here. So let's make it with like 2. Let's go back to 1. This text shadow, he's just adding some black area around the white so that this text stands out on the page. Okay, first design principle right now, really important, guys. When we're adding pages or we're adding elements to the page, it's really good to make them fixed width. And the reason is that we won't have any surprises of where they're appearing on the page when we have everything at a set width. So you see, I double clicked on the text, and it shows this pop-up, and then I scrolled down in this pop-up area, made sure it said text, and then clicked on fixed width. Okay, I'm going to adjust this height a little bit in here, just about like that. And then I'm going to click on this again, left click on group elements into a group. I'm going to click on this, there we go, oops, click on the text again. Let's adjust that size down right in there. We don't need that to be so wide. Double click on the group, remove the style, get rid of actually let's go in and edit the style. So that's group, hang on, just edit, undo really quick. It's group border, edit the style, group border. And we don't want to have a background style in here. We don't want to have a border style. Right, don't have any roundness. So get rid of all that. So you saw we went into the style tab. Just go back to the design tab. You'll see we're here again. And okay, that looks really nice. Let's make this fixed width also. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it fixed width. We're going to draw this out so that it's about, this group itself is about centered on the page. And then I'm going to left click, center horizontally. And having this fixed width group that's centered on the page is going to help us keep the design centered within this framework, even as the page expands. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm just going to open up Facebook really fast and show you. So you can see on Facebook, there's all this like gray space right here on either side, and basically the design is contained within a smaller area like this. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have, regardless of the size, we're going to design the size of the screen to be about this big, and it's going to expand, and it's just going to stay around this fixed width, so it still looks nice and centered. Awesome. So going back to our website here real quick, we're going to drag this. We clicked on the group, right? Dragged it down a little bit, and now we need to add a search bar. So okay, it says city, region, street, or object ID. Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a input on the page. So go down to input forms here. By the way, if anything is not visible, for example, element trees, you just click like this and it shows up or disappears. So for example, if your input forms isn't showing up, just click there, it'll show up. And click on input, drag it out to the page. Okay, let's drag this out. Put it about right there. Let's just reference that. That's nice. How about the width? Well, it goes almost all the way across. Actually, because we need some room for that drop down, so we're gonna make about that much space. Put it right there. Drag it out on the page, and let's drag it out. It's about right there. That's good right there. Okay, the next thing is we're just gonna have that. It says city, region, street, or object ID. Okay, so double click here. Standard input, let's just get rid of the standard input style, and we're gonna adjust this size to like, let me see, actually let's change the placeholder to black, and then city, region, street, or object ID. We're just gonna say city, region, or street, and adjust the size to like 17. I like that, that's pretty nice. Region or street, yeah. Let's add another. There we go, comma right there. Yeah. All right, that looks pretty nice. So next up, we're gonna add the drop down. So click on drop down right in here, drag this out onto the page, and adjust the width right like this. Bring it over like that, over like this as well. And we'll call this drop down listing type. We do want to get rid of the placeholder, choose an option. Actually, we'll change it to select type. Select type. Is there a dot? Yeah. Okay. Select type. I'll add a little dot there. Whoops. And add a dot. Beautiful. Okay, so let's remove rid of the style and change the placeholder color to basically just black. Increase the font size to 16. I think this is 16, 17. That's 17 actually. So yeah, we'll go up to 17. Whoops. Sorry, back there. So okay, so there's a select type. Let's also make it a little bit wider as well. So I'm gonna drag this down, make this a little bit wider. All right, that looks good. And finally, what's this issue right here? Drop down listing. We'll fix that in a sec. So another really nice thing about Bubble is that if there's something that's preventing the program from running, you're gonna see it right up here. We'll be able to adjust it. So everything's fine in here. Static choices, let's just add in those choices. So those choices are apartments, daily, apartments, rent. Let's go ahead and say, we will, I don't really want to copy this whole list because that's going to take a little bit of time. So we're just going to say apartments for sale, houses, we're going to say apartments, rent, apartments, sale, houses, rent, houses, sale. That's it. Simple. Okay, cool. So we have those different options. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a group on the page. Yeah, so we're going to build out this button real quick. So, okay, so click on group, draw this group on the page. And we're going to make it the same width as this input here. Make it pretty much close to a square. Edit the style, remove the style, background style, color. And the color we want is that, I'll go with that blue color. So it's like basically like a blue like that. It's kind of like that. It's not quite like that. Let's bring it over a little bit. And that blue color looks pretty good right there. Let's adjust the roundness as well. So go with like a roundness of 4 on that particular group. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let's also drag it out a little bit, and then hang on, send it to me. Just test something out real quick. No, we don't need to do that. So don't worry about what I just did. Those details are unimportant. They're fine details of the design that would take too long for us to change that we're not going to worry about right now. So don't worry about what I just did. I know, maybe that confused you. Okay, moving down into here, we're going to pull out an icon now. So click on icon and drag it out on the page. We're going to look for search. Okay, search. Use this search. Remove the style of the icon. Change the icon color to white. Let's see, they actually have a different icon. So here's another point. So go down to plugins right now. So over on the side, plugins, click on add plugin, search for Ionic, look for Ionic Elements, and then click on install, and it'll add this Ionic Elements plugin right in here. So then we'll go back to design, and you'll see that you have this Ionic icon option below your visual elements. So we're going to add Ionic icon to the page, drag it out, choose a search bar, so search, and there we go. We have a search. That search bar looks a lot cooler. I like that one way better. So boom, drag it onto the page. Nice white color like that. That's nice. Center vertically, left click, center vertically, or left click, center horizontally. And there we go. That's pretty nice. Let's actually make it a little smaller too. Let's go in here, adjust the size. Something like that. That's pretty good. Center vertically, center horizontally. A little bit bigger. Won't waste too much time here with this design. I just want to get it kind of right the first time. Center vertically, center horizontally. Okay, that's pretty good right there. So then we have that search bar. Next up, what's next? Well, let's test out what we have so far real quick and make sure that it all looks nice. So preview. And here we go. Okay, so we have it apartments for rent. Apartments. Let's go in here as well. Let me see. Yeah, this is nice so far. I like what we have. So, okay, let's draw the next part of the site now, which is going to be these options down in here. So we'll have the listings appear down here. So now for the first time, we're going to go into the back end, basically quote unquote back end of the site. We're just going to build the database of the particular website. So this one has actually already been built, but I'm going to build it again and show you what we did. So first things first, we're going to make a property. We're going to create a new type. So you saw I went into data, right? So I went into data, and I'm under data types, and I'm going to make this type called property listing. The general idea when we're building and I'm going to also make this, just call this, whoops, whoa, my space bar is acting up. Call this property listing 1, just so I differentiate it. Just call yours property listing. And the general principle here is that we're thinking about what makes up a particular object, and then we are kind of drawing the hierarchy of the object. So for example, property listing has photographs, and it also has a price, it has a description, has a title, a user creates that listing. All that information is relevant to a particular listing. So that means we need to add that into the database while we're building it. So in here, what we did is, well, let's talk about a couple things first of all. So creator, you see, is a built-in field. So that means that whoever's account is signed in, and Bubble has this built-in feature where it automatically has an account sign in and log in sort of built in and assumed in every web application that you build in Bubble. So that's really awesome. And that means that we don't need to add anything to track that. So Bubble's going to automatically track who creates the listing, which is awesome. So we don't need to add the user. We do need to add a few things like, okay, well, we know it has a description. So click on add, create new field, description, right? So description, which is going to be point of text. And as we're working through the hierarchy, what we're going to do is we think about, are we going to create a type or are we going to create a field? So field, and like when we're thinking about what makes up the data. And the way to think about this really simply is what we're trying to create made up of one thing? So what I mean, for example, is a photograph. So our photograph could be just an image, but maybe if it's Facebook, our photo is actually going to be it's going to be a type. I mean, and a type, and the reason it's going to be a type is that, well, a photo can have likes, it can have comments, it could have a description and a title to the particular photo. For us, we're going to make it simple. We don't need all those details around a photo. So for a photo, it's just, here, I'm going to create this field real quick. A photo is just an image for us. But if we wanted to collect all that other information about a photo, well, we're going to want to make a type called photo. And then I'm actually going to delete that click there. So, okay, so we're going to have a type called photo. And then in property listing, we're going to create photo. So photos. And then we'll go to type photo. And this is a field as a list, multiple entries. So basically what I'm doing is I say, well, a property listing has photos, and photos have multiple components to them. And then within the photo, we'd have like the image itself. So you would click on image. You would have a description, for example. You would add the description. So text, you would also have the title of the photo and text, for example. And you go on and add different things to the photo. For us, it's not that complicated. We're just going to have an image for our photos. So we're actually going to delete this as well. So photos just going to be a list of images. So that's how, as you're adding things to the database, you're thinking about, is this just made up of one thing, or are there multiple things that make up what I'm trying to add to the program? And when something's made up of only one thing, you just create a field. When something's made up of several things, well, you're going to create a type, and then within that type, you're going to add all the different components of the thing. I hope that makes sense, because that's the general logic that you're going to apply as you build the database of the program. Okay, so photos, let's list of images. We have a description. What else do we have in here? A floor number, a main image. Oh, geez, I added a lot more in here. So, okay, so photos, main image. That's like the primary image that shows up on the page first, as well as all the other photos. So, okay, so main image. Location is a geographic address. Okay, we'll add that. Location, geographic address. That type is that's the geographic address field that's connected to Google Maps, which is really cool. So, all right, featured home. No, we don't need that right now. Let me just see what else we have in here. Number of bathrooms, number of bedrooms. We'll also add that. So number of bathrooms is a number. Number of bedrooms, also a number. Okay, photos, price, property area, and meters squared. I'll add that as well. So price, which is a number. Property area in meters squared. So just go through and add all these different fields, and whoops. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Also a number. What else do we have in here? Price, property type, and title. And that's it. That's pretty good. So it's a property type. And let's go with property types, text, and title, text. And actually, as I think about this, really we want to, I'm going to delete this now. We don't need this anymore. Really, we have two components here. So we have a property. So I'm just gonna call this property. I'm not even gonna call this listing. I'm just gonna call it property. And we're gonna have a separate type called listing, which is going to be it's gonna have a property inside of it. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want to make property and listing separate, because a listing is a finite thing that's happening in our program, which means that someone pays for a listing and they're given that listing for a certain period of time. It expires. Maybe they want to use the property that they added to our database for another listing again. So the idea is that the listing is finite. You pay for the listing. It lasts for a certain period of time and then it's over. But the property you want to reuse. You just want to keep it in the database for however long. So, and one property is, as we mentioned again, it could be in multiple listings, if that makes sense, right? It could be in multiple locations on the site where people can view it. That's how we're going to think about this. So listing is going to be another type that we're going to create, and it has multiple components. So listing has the property itself. So, okay, listing has the property, and we're going to find, there we go. Property, and then the listing also has, oh gosh, dang, come on. The mouse is unplugging here.